Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna. This week I'm going to show you some gift card holders. I had a card class this past weekend and the ladies made 3 different kinds of gift card holders, which are perfect for the upcoming holidays, but they can certainly be changed around, change the papers and the colors, and you could use it for almost anything. So this is an adorable little card. It looks just like a present, and when you open it up, your gift card would sit right here. You would just attach it with some glue dots. Now I see this very easily turned into a baby card with some nice pastel papers. A thank you card, you could use almost any kind of paper. You could easily turn this into a masculine card. You could put balloon papers on it, birthday papers, and turn it into a birthday gift card holder. There's just so many possibilities with this, and I think it's just so simple. Sometimes less is more, as they say, and I really believe that is the case in this card. And it's so easy to make, and you use very, very little supplies. The first thing we need is a piece of cardstock, and in this case I used the cherry cobbler. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and I turned it horizontally and I scored it at 1 1/2 and 7. Then I have another piece of cherry cobbler, which is the insert in here, and this is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and then I turned it horizontally and I scored it at 1/4. It's a very small score line. Then you need a piece of coordinating cardstock, and this piece here is 4 by 5. And what I'm going to do there, while I have my scoreboard right here, I'm going to cut this at 1 1/4. So now I have these 2 little pieces. Then we also need a piece of paper to make cardstock to make this ribbon here, and this is cut at 1, I think it's a 1/2 by 5 1/2. We need a piece of scrap paper to make the bow, and this again is cherry cobbler, and we're going to make the bow using the bow builder punch. So now that we have our scoring done, all we need to do is put this beautiful card together. The first thing we're going to do is attach our designer series paper to the card. So the way this card is going to work, the bottom is going to fold up and the top is going to fold down, and these pieces of paper will fit right in there. Now I will tell you, if you're like me, you want to make sure that everything it flows. So in this one here, you'll see that where this little green circle was cut off, the green top is right on top of it, because that, in the piece of paper, that's how it would go. On this one here, it doesn't. I should have turned this the other way so that these red stripes picked up right here. You can't tell if you look at it right away. No one's going to notice but you, but it bothered me. So when I'm putting these on, I want to make sure that my lines are continuous. Okay, so I'm going to attach this piece here with some adhesive, and I've run out of my snail. I have an order coming this week, thank goodness. So I'm going to attach this. Make sure I have this going the right way. It's going this way. Okay, so I'm going to attach this in the center of this. It's going to mat it like I would normally mat a card. And now I'm going to attach the top piece. Again, I want to make sure that I have this going in the right direction. And I'm going to mat that right there. Okay. Almost done. Now I'm going to take the insert piece here. I'm going to fold it down, and I'm going to apply a little bit of tear tape to the folded part here. This is how it's going to show up in the card, so you want to turn it over and put the tear tape right along there. The tear tape is a tad bit wider than the 1/4 inch score line, but there's a way to work around that. And I would suggest something strong like tear tape, because it's going to get a lot of wear and tear opening and closing. So you do want to make sure you have something strong. So I have some sticking out, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend that back, and the same thing along the top. If you have a tear tape from another brand that is thinner, certainly use that, but I like my Stampin' Up! Tear tape. Now I'm going to take the top part here, open it up, and I'm going to attach this. Now, one thing I will caution you is make sure that it is nice and straight, because if you put it in crooked, when you open and close, this insert is going to hit where your adhesive is going to be on the inside. So you do want to make sure, take time to put it in nice and straight and nice and centered. And it's probably about 1/3 of the way down. Okay, I'm going to press that. Now we're going to open it up, and we're going to put a little bit of tear tape along either side here. And again, tear tape would be the way to go with this, because it is going to get a lot of wear and tear, and you want something sturdy. Fast fuse, I think, would be adequate for this part of it. I don't think for the top part, though, because that's the part that carries the gift card. Okay, and once I peel those off, I'm going to make sure I don't have any sticking out. I'm simply going to just bring it up. And now when I close my card, my gift card will pop right in and out. The last thing we need to do is just decorate it. So we're going to take this little strip of paper that we cut, and this is going to go right here. I cut mine a little shorter so that it's not right up to the top. It's going to be, it starts where the designer series paper starts, and it ends on the bottom there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some adhesive to the bottom part. I'm going to position it where I want it to be, nice and centered. And then I'm going to come in with my snips. And I'm just going to snip that. And then I'm going to attach it to the top. And the reason I didn't snip this first was because if I cut these and then made my score lines, if my score lines were off, they wouldn't be guaranteed to line up perfectly. So I just did it that way. Whatever works for you is fine, though. Okay? So now we have our outside bow. Now with the bow builder punch, we're going to punch out 2 of the bow pieces. And we're going to use all of these, except we only need one of these little guys here. So I want to break down the fibers of my paper so that my bow will be a little puffier. So with my bone folder, I'm just going to run it across the paper. Now to put the bone folder together, glue dots is the way to go. I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to put a glue dot on that little tab, and then I'm going to bring it back and fold it right there. I'm going to do the same with the other one. Put a glue dot on the tab and then fold that together. Now I'm going to put another glue dot on that tab and attach that tab to the first one, and there I have my bow. Now I'm going to do the same with the ties on the back. I'm going to put a glue dot on that tab, and I'm going to attach it to my second tab. So I have these little tails, and then I'm going to put a glue dot in the center of that, and I'm going to attach that to my bow. And there we have our bow. Now I'm going to take the little tiny strip, and this is a little harder to work with, and I'm going to put a glue dot on either end of that. And I'm going to put, this is the back of the bow, I'm going to attach one end right there. I'm going to wrap that little piece of, wrap that little piece around. And then when it comes onto this side, the back of it, I'm just going to put that together. And there's our bow. Just going to fidge with that a little bit. Okay, so now I want to attach that to my card. And we're going to use some more glue dots. Now right here too, if you feel like this is a little unstable, you just put a little glue dot on either one of those tabs. And then attach this there, and that'll keep it, give it a little bit more sturdiness. Okay. Alright, so now my bow is nice and firm, and I'm going to put a glue dot here in the center and right there. So you use a lot of glue dots, but you know your bow's not going anywhere. So on the back of my bow, I have a glue dot on either end and right in the center. And then I'm going to position this so that this little groove here lines up with the bottom part of my present. And that way it will cover that little piece right there. Press it down, and there you have it. Quick and easy. And isn't that nice? Now, I tried many different ways to put a tag on this, and I really found that less was more in this case. Nothing that I used a small little to and from stamp, and I die cut it on a circle, and I attached it with a little piece of baker's twine so it dangled. I wasn't crazy about that. Then I cut one out, it was a little bigger, and to and from, and attached that here. I wasn't crazy about it. So I thought that I would leave my card simple like this. And what you could do, you should turn it over, open it up so you get a nice smooth stamp, and then I would just stamp my greeting right here and sign it right there. And I think that's how I would do that. So there you have it. 3 great little presents to hold a gift card, and I give lots of gift cards to my nieces and my nephews and a lot of people on my Christmas list, because sometimes I just don't know what to buy them. So I think a gift card is a great way to go. And these are super easy to make, and you only use half a sheet of paper to make the base, and you can get 6, you can cut out 6 of the DSPs from one sheet, so you get quite a few gift card holders from one sheet of paper and one sheet of DSP. And these came right from my scrap pile. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, certainly contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. And it's not too late to get your holiday catalog. If you don't have a demonstrator and you still don't have a catalog, certainly contact me. I'll be glad to pop one in the mail to you. Thanks so much and have a great day.